name is Dr. Jim Powell, chiropractor here in Canton, Ohio.
And I'm Dr. Chip Null, also a chiropractor here in Canton.
We'd like to welcome you to Before the Scalpel. We have a unique program here at Powell Chiropractic Clinic, the only clinic in the United States with this exact program, and we have a 90% success rate.
And we call it spinal decompression therapy, also known as the DISC-COVERY program here at Powell. Welcome.
Welcome. One of the things we wanted to talk about to get started was, why did we create this thing?
That's a great question, and as we were talking earlier, it's been 19 years now, almost 20 years that we've had this machine, and one of our very best patients and closest patients, Pastor Don Bartow, kicked us off on this.
Yes, he did. So if you've ever had low back and leg pain, which Pastor Bartow did, he was up at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, couldn't sleep, and he happened to stumble upon an infomercial of a piece of equipment called the DRX 9000, which we currently have. And from that testimonial, or from that video, came to me and said, do you know anybody that has this machine? Because we didn't have it yet.
And it turns out, not far from here, literally down the street, there was another chiropractor that had this exact machine. And so we sent him there to get treatment, and you can kind of elaborate on what happened with that, because it was pretty amazing.
So this is the only time in the history of 20 years that we've had this, where a patient did 20 treatments with 0 improvement, and on the 21st treatment got 100% improvement and never had back leg pain again the remainder of his life, almost an additional 20 years.
Truly a miracle, truly a miracle. And so this inspired us so much to see the improvement that he got that we ended up getting our own machine.
And now we have 4 of them.
Now we have 4 of them.
And we have a 90% success rate of the cases that we accept, which is very exciting.
Absolutely. And one of my patients personally, Joe, had quite an experience, almost a miracle really, and we'll let you hear him tell about it.
Well, in 2021, I was paralyzed from the waist down. I had to learn to walk again. I got to the point where I could walk after my 2nd year, but I started to decline. I'd seen multiple neurologists. When I finally met with my family doctor, who'd known me since I was 8, he cried and told me that there was nothing anybody could do. My nervous system was failing, and I had too much nerve damage, and that I was probably going to end up in a wheelchair. Even though I had ironically been in healthcare my whole life, whether it's pharmaceuticals or the healthcare industry, I had given up on modern medicine and was referred to come here and look at different alternatives. And as you can see, I walked in here, I didn't have a cane. I wasn't in a wheelchair. I didn't need to use an elevator to get up here. My quality of life has been changed by chiropractic. Dr. Null, Dr. Powell, not only am I not in a wheelchair, but my pain is 60 to 70% less. So they have so many options here. It's not like a lot of times you think, I'm just gonna go to the chiropractor, I'm gonna get adjusted and go home and that's it. They offer so much more, and I needed all of it. And to this day, I'm up walking around because of them. I'm very thankful. It's hard for me not to cry just talking about this place, and that's why I referred so many people here as I have.
What an amazing story, and to have Joe have a life-changing event.
That's exactly right. And being a patient here prior, many years back, he had had great success, and I really didn't expect him to come back under these situations.
Right.
Not being able to walk, and having basically seen every neurologist within the state, and they all said that he couldn't be helped.
Right.
So.
And how disappointing to be able to hear this from very knowledgeable doctors. There's nothing that can be done, and even his GP was in tears because he knew him since he was a little kid.
That's right.
And he was a scratch golfer, and he knew he'd never be the same person.
No. And even at the time that we examined him, looking at his alignment and disc problems, I didn't know if it was going to work either. And so we took a chance, and it did the trick.
It's amazing what the
amazing.
body can do.
Yep, absolutely. So, yeah, and very inspirational. So, well.
One of the things that we see with each individual case is that the severity of the case helps us determine the prescription. And obviously he was a very severe case.
He was. And so obviously the more involved the case, the more treatment that's going to be required. But it doesn't necessarily mean they won't get results fairly quickly.
Correct.
And in his case, he did.
The average patient at the clinic typically gets about 50% improvement of their symptoms at about halfway of their prescription. So if it's a mild case or a severe case, typically it's about halfway through the case that they get that improvement.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And when we do spinal alignments, that helps, the process move along quicker.
Right.
And then we talk about getting them strengthened and stabilized.
Right.
So.
The uniqueness that we have in the disc recovery program is something we trademarked, and there's no other facility that we know of that has this unique combination of spinal decompression, spinal chiropractic alignments, MedX specific rehab program, and a nutritional program all combined.
Yes.
And we also include laser therapy for the disc healing process.
Well, during this 20-year process, we've evolved into this. As we treated different patients and different situations and scenarios come up, that's how it evolved.
Correct.
That's
when we
how it
first
evolved.
started this, we didn't have all of these pieces of the equipment
We did not.
involved.
No.
Right?
We had no idea the far-reaching effects that this treatment would have, and it's been truly awesome. So,
Yeah.
and
And
we're
a
very
blessing.
blessed. We're very
Blessing.
blessed.
Yeah.
And now the system basically, we get referrals all the time from people that have had great results, and we couldn't be in a better profession.
As a chiropractor, we get referrals from the medical community on a regular basis for this machine.
Yes.
And that's unique. That doesn't happen very often.
Well, and to take off on that, we actually had an orthopedic surgeon come to see our machine because he was very interested in finding something that a patient could use to avoid surgery.
Correct. I remember.
And so, that's huge. I mean, you don't see that very often in a community where an orthopedic and a chiropractor can get along and
Right.
work cohesively.
Well, our business has been in existence since 1970. So we've proven ourselves over 55 years that we offer top quality care in a reputable aspect, which a lot of the doctors do know
That's correct.
who we are and what we serve.
That's right.
Interestingly enough, I don't know if you recall what his exact words were after he reviewed all of our equipment. Do you remember what he said?
I don't. No.
If people came to you, they wouldn't need me.
That's correct. That's
And I
correct.
thought that was a very big compliment.
Yep. Yep.
So Before the Scalpel is the title of our podcast.
Yep.
And the purpose of this is to try to educate patients on alternatives. That doesn't mean surgery doesn't have value for the cases that don't respond to non-surgical care. And we're the first ones, if somebody's not getting response or if we don't feel they'll be benefited by what we do,
Yeah.
we'll refer them to surgery.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And if in some cases they end up needing surgery, if they've been through our treatment, then they're going to recover much more successfully if they do have to have surgery.
That's correct.
Than those that weren't exposed to the treatment to begin with. So,
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yep, agree with that 100%.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's great.
So we'd like to thank you. This was our first episode. We're very excited that we have this opportunity to educate.
Yes.
Our next episode is called A Bulging Disc. Why does it hurt so damn bad?
Exactly.
And look forward to seeing you soon.
Yeah.
Powell Chiropractic Clinic introduces Discovery, the alternative to back surgery. The advanced Discovery protocols created in 2006 by the doctors at Powell Chiropractic Clinic are healthy and effective ways to avoid surgery and relieve pain. Innovators in chiropractic care, Dr. Jim Powell and Dr. Walter Null invite you to live pain-free, drug-free. Call today for a free no-cost consultation and preliminary examination. Powell Chiropractic Clinic, located on Munson Street Northwest in Belden Village and at powellchiropractic.com.